I know you clicked on this video because you want to see the reaction or the story quest itself. But I want to mention a few things at the beginning. This is my first video / reaction of any Genshin story quest. I decided to stream those on Twitch, so this is just the VOD of the full stream. And I cut out the story parts and some of the funny situations, if you can say it like this. And I did this because I really enjoy watching Genshin reactions myself, so I thought maybe some other people like watching me. That's the whole reason. And yeah, I'm sorry, this is my first videos, was also my first stream, so my English was a bit mumbly sometimes and I made a lot of grammatical errors. As English isn't my native tongue, so I made a lot of mistakes. Feel free to count them in the comment section, so that we can all make fun of myself. But I still hope it's enjoyable, and I would very much appreciate if some of you guys come over to Twitch someday and let's play some Genshin together or some other games. We'll see what I will do. But also, on this channel I will upload the cut down versions of the Genshin story quest. So you can also just stick on YouTube if that's what you like. Okay, I won't stop you any further. Let's play the Genshin story quest. Bye. There we go. Tell me if the audio is not quite right.
It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the three of us.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't an ordinary person. It's so frustrating.
Huh? You're...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're here?
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries, not servants.
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Jueyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing. We've only taken over her responsibilities until she gets back.
Why did she go to Jueyun Karst?
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the Illuminated Ones. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Jueyun Karst and bring the Adepti the latest news about the crisis. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities by now, but she's disappeared without a trace.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour. Who can blame her after working so hard?
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, she's been nothing but the most conscientious person in all of Liyue. Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying there is still so much to do. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack off.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right? Why do you look so upset?
It's because of this absurd workload of hers. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would simply be a matter of changing our work environment.
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
Yeah, I feel like Ganyu is overworking all the time. She's like the polar opposite to Rosaria. Yeah, I think you should go back to work then.
We don't
Ganyu
even
has so
know
much
how
to
long
do.
we've been working. We feel guilty for taking even a short breather like we are now.
Looks like you got a serious emergency on your hands.
Speaking of Jueyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you can go in and out of there as you please.
Of course! We've been there lots of times.
That's good news. Could you go to Jueyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? Preferably before we collapse under this workload.
I think we could just go to Jueyun Karst because Child gave us this fake sigil of permission, I believe it was. So I mean, in theory we are not allowed. But okay. 5-star at stake, seems like I'm the only... Yeah, I think I'm the only one that can do it anyways, so I need to do it.
We're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that she'd be visiting Cloud Retainer's abode. You might as well start looking for her there.
It's about time she came back to
I
work.
can't remember the storyline yet.
Otherwise, oh,
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up our overtime pay again.
And thank you for the follow.
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mel Outsung? We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there. Ganyu, here you are.
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it official or private affairs that bring you here?
She's so cute.
I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuahai Pavilion regarding matters concerning the commercial port.
You left the human world?
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore? But they're all waiting for you to come back.
I don't know if I'm going to be rolling for her. But I think it will depend on the story quest. Let's see. I wouldn't have rolled for Child if I hadn't played his quest. So let's see. Persuade me, Ganyu.
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and flows. It was meant to be. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time until I had to leave. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to discover that I had been replaced by Baiwen, Baishao, and Baishu. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. Since the Qixing gave me a chance to leave with dignity, I decided to be tactful as well.
Yeah, I believe there's a huge misunderstanding there. No one is replacing Ganyu. No one will replace the Coco Goat.
I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Juyun Karst. Looking at the clouds floating among the mountains brings me peace of mind. I feel better now.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
The big bird has arrived.
Cloud Retainer? We're terribly sorry. We just...
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon this land.
I don't know if it's just me, but I still feel like these full-on Adepti are such a weird thing in this world. But okay.
Wow, you Adepti really are impressive.
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of talking swans. And the deer is also... I don't know, I just wasn't expecting, like, animals. But, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I feel guilty because I was killing all of Timmy's birds. But, I don't know. Chat about old times. I was trying to get her back.
Ah, a matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own companion in idle talk for many a year. Ah, yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth shall one apprise you of, perhaps?
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
It's like when a mother
ashamed
tells
You were so cute
childhood
as a
stories.
child. One is most certain that your friends would like to hear of it.
I mean, I'm a bit curious. Though, to be honest, that's kind of mean towards her. Like, I would never want my mother to tell childhood stories about myself. But okay. I'm still curious.
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it.
And Paimon is curious as well, so that's good.
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep.
That's interesting because she doesn't like other people to touch her horns.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball.
Stop it, Mom, or I'm leaving this place, says Ganyu.
The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her wail.
Sorry.
Cloud Retainer?
Oh, man.
Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
Yep, and now she's running away. Well done, Cloud Retainer, well done. Yeah, it seems you did read the room.
Ah, one's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
Yeah, I think you created the awkward tension.
And you did the exact opposite. Impressive.
Even Paimon is smarter than you, at least as a parent. And that's not a compliment.
Be that so? Huh. But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival.
Yes, that's
One
so.
cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst shall not be good for her.
I mean, I agree, but I wonder that she agrees.
One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it.
Go ahead.
Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thoughts. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer. One hopes that you will accompany her.
Hello. How do I rate my worst ethic from Ganyu to Rosaria? I mean, it's a bit of a mixed bag, I feel. When I would say it's like this. When you have a time frame, and this, this is where you have your exam or your test, and this is now. And the closer we get, the more I turn into Ganyu. And back here, I'm probably worse than Rosaria because I'm not even doing the minimal effort. But yeah. The day before an exam, 100% overtime. At minimum.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't given up on her. She's got it all wrong.
I agree, Paimon.
Anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking about?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her behest, one has organized training for her to achieve that end.
She should be in the southern part of Mount Aotsong right now, preparing for the
The
trial.
reverb is gone. Miss Cloud Retainer, I think you lost your reverb.
Huh, is that so? Let's go take a look then.
Okay, let's get her.
So here you are, Ganyu.
Why did you come here?
You wanted to stalk you, obviously. I'd like to see Adeptus training.
Is that so? You really are interested in the ways of Adepti. This
I am.
trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like an Adeptus again. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of others.
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not inferior to mine. If you're ready, we shall begin the training.
Okay. What do we have to do? Beat up a few slimes? Oh. Ooh. Okay. So I can actually use her. I mean, I actually have the bow for her, so it's I kinda want her. But also, I don't know. Not the biggest bow player. No, I don't have Mr. John Lee. But I wouldn't want to use him either. He is just too strong or too overpowered. And I see a Geoculus. Oh, I want it. Did I no, I didn't miss.
Ganyu's a really awesome shooter.
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised.
Already
We've completed the task. What do you think?
Perhaps I make a good Adeptus.
I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti, despite having none of their blood.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training was over?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
Which one of those was the deer? Mountain Shaper, Moon Carver. Probably Carver, but I don't know. Let's go with him.
No.
I want to see him.
The only Adeptus who can unlock my true potential is
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Is that
So
Zhao?
it's
Yeah.
Zhao. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared a trial for you?
That's a surprise. Emo boy.
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face him is an important part of my homecoming. He's already waiting for me. Come along if you're interested.
Hey, I
Of
wasn't
course
expecting
we
to
are.
see
Let's
Zhao yet.
go.
Staring
You're
at the
half an
floor.
hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of humankind.
He's salty.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer. I
don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your training. That's all.
Zhao is such a strict teacher.
I don't know if he's just strict or if he is... I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like to see us. I can totally get
You're
behind
neither
that.
an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. It must create a lot of confusion.
That sounded so judgmental and at the same time comforting. I don't know. How did he do this?
Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, Zhao might be a good teacher after all. He might be strict, but I think he's a good teacher.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find a solution. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay. Does that mean I can try Ganyu out a bit more?
The trial's begun. Paimon can feel it in the air.
And whoosh.
Even the weather's changed.
And I can't hit. Yeah, that's satisfying AF. But you need to charge it all the way so that you get this one. Okay. But I mean, they are really creating a favorable environment for her.
We're way behind schedule. Access denied.
Like this, she really feels satisfying with all these numbers.
I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit your training. Only you can evaluate the result of this trial. You'll progress faster that way.
Understood.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
Yeah, he could be a bit nicer while sharing them.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll have to...
Have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't deal with?
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adepti! Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sinjung.
I like
came
that
to
we
ask
get...
for your merciful blessings, O Adepti.
I don't know,
I
it
beg
was
of
one
you,
quest.
Please grant me luck,
No.
wealth, and a good career.
Okay. I believe it was in one quest where another guy thought we are an Adepti. So, I don't know, Lumina's probably used to that. And this guy is just a suck up. No.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim.
Yeah, I can see why Xiao finds this type troublesome.
He can handle any battle, but talking to strange humans is a different story, huh?
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say that I'm an Adeptus in training.
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half-hearted. Doesn't matter. What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point, huh?
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
Yeah, let's give him this.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the blessings of the Adepti?
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned through hard work and earnest living. It would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man, always nagging me.
Hold on. I do actually have to work for my presents. I mean, yeah, unless he's a communist. I guess then it's alright. But still, he's living in a country of contract, so no.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardships, but are also full of joy. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fairy tales.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money?
Show some respect to my cocoa goat.
Ugh, how dare you reprove me? I bet you came here looking for the Adepti yourself.
He might sorta have a point. We did come here looking for Ganyu after all.
Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're useless. I'm leaving.
Nobody's stopping you. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his behavior. The things he said, he was right. I thought that coming back to Juyun Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel like an Adeptus again. But being questioned by him made me realize that I...
Yeah, but you can always come back to Liyue Harbor with us. Come on, we can go home.
But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an Adeptus, I
think you misunderstand that.
It's true. Just believe us.
All right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. That said, I still trust my initial judgment. If I'm proven right, I'll return to Jueyun Karst once again.
Done deal.
It's a step in the right direction. Let's go. We're finally back.
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu. We're almost there. You don't want to turn back now, do you?
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me to leave the two of you now.
That's right. Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. The first thing that comes to my mind is the sea. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
More birds.
More speed.
Sorry about that. Okay. That's my job. I am a pigeon murderer by my bloodline. And that is not a joke. I think then during the last month I took out like 5 pigeons that were dead in front of my doorstep. So, yeah. Quite the murderer. Yeah, IRL.
The sound of the waves in this familiar port. The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
So, just to clarify it, I didn't kill them. They were dead before I arrived there. I just took care of them, like Hutao would. Hutao would also take care of them. Though I don't have coupons.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look so moved?
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't taken a stroll around here in a long time.
Huh, that's true. Ganyu seemed to be working all the time.
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind a desk filing documents. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Jueyun Karst, in fact.
Is that? It is! It's Lady Ganyu.
Who is that?
I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here. You were always so terribly busy.
Lady Ganyu? Why are you calling her that?
It's a bit awkward as well as disguise.
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tian. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and I am the one who has yet to introduce myself.
Uncle Tian is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
Do these names have any meaning? Or is this just random Chinese syllables? And about the birds, I did not eat them.
What? This grandpa is a member of the Qixing? The same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be followed around by those armed guards. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and wordy old man.
Uncle Tian is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person of such noble character.
Okay, so they have meaning, these titles. Are they like real Chinese ancient time meaning? Or titles? Or what exactly are they? I don't think we have ever messed with him. Don't judge a book by its cover, they say.
What an honor to receive such high praise from Lady Ganyu herself. I guess I must have done something right over the last, however many decades.
Uncle Tian, please. A person of your standing should really stop calling me Lady Ganyu.
My apologies. It's not intentional, just a habit from my younger days.
I feel like this guy would be a really amazing character if they gave him a separate character model. Like, his voice would fit like a older, not a grandpa, but like a really old dad who's just watching over his country. A bit like Zhongli, just in wise and not blowing out his money and being a bit of a responsible person. I think that would be a cool character. But sadly he didn't get his own model.
Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in the Qi-Sing.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades now, huh?
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qi-Sing secretary. It's nothing worthy of your gratitude.
Talking about secretaries... Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu, I believe you know my daughter, Huixin. She seems to be a bit troubled recently.
Yes, she works at Yua High Pavilion and she's my junior.
Oh.
How can I help her?
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up now and doesn't like to ask for my help. May I trouble you to meet her at UAI Pavilion? She just needs a bit of guidance.
With pleasure. Solving the Qi-Sing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character, just like that, huh?
I'm afraid Ganyu didn't even ever notice.
Let's move then, to Yuhai Pavilion.
Miss Ganyu, it's been too long. I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace in these chaotic times.
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered, but aren't you exaggerating a little? I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see if I could be of some help.
My father asked you to come, didn't he? Abusing his status as a member of the Qi-Sing to trouble you.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior colleague from Yua High Pavilion.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also a great mentor.
Yeah, she's everything. She's... Okay, I mean, she's just a secretary and a mentor. Oh, but she's also like... the messenger of the Qi-Sing, if I'm right. Oh yeah. I feel like she has to do everything here.
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start? I discovered something strange while organizing tax records. There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of two stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique. However, whether I question the shopkeepers or check their accounts, I can't seem to make any progress with my investigation. Without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be blinded by greed.
Well, is there any solution you can advise?
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario.
Honestly, sounds like a job for Yanfei. That's 1,000 years of work experience for ya.
Alright. Let's approach it this way then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their similar wares. In that case...
In that case... Ah! I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu.
I mean, I can see that this would be something they would want to do. But how does that work? I still don't really get it.
Miss Ganyu plans to let them expose each other.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I
Let's
was
start
thinking
with
the wrong
Wanyo
direction.
Boutique. The owner's name is... Bolai, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. Follow me, please.
Oh, it's this guy. I remember him. the flower man.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. And you must be from the Yuehai Pavilion? I suppose you're about to place a big order. I'd be honored to offer you my wares.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yuehai Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly go to Second Life instead.
What? Second Life? Ugh,
He didn't like that.
that rascal Dongsheng. He's stealing all of my customers.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is thriving.
Tax records? Thriving?
Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr. Bolai?
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty tricks best. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy in there.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction makes my blood boil.
It really doesn't take a lot to convince him to help us. Well, help us. He doesn't know, but
I'd rather
easy to
lose money
convince.
myself than see that rascal make some.
is that how competitors behave here?
Well
It's a
then,
bit weird.
please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based on your observations.
Yeah, just hand them confidential papers. I'm sure that's not a problem.
Oh, of course. I'll read very, very carefully. Line by line and word by word. Ah, here, I found it! That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, he even flaunted it in front of me. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace of it.
I told you so. Just as I expected. Ugh, I can't wait to watch him squirm.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have some proof of it.
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice. He wouldn't be swayed by the likes of Dongsheng.
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Chingsa Village. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence. That's the best way to show your gratitude.
I'm afraid I can't go to Chingsa Village.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work. Leave the rest to us.
Ah, that's so considerate of you. Still, I'm sorry to trouble you like that.
Okay.
Ah, welcome. How can an old carpenter like me help you?
Why does he look like Mr. Mario? Wait a second. I need to get a picture of Mario. He reminds me a lot of Mario. I don't know why.
I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once. But I'm always around if you're keen for a chat.
Chingsa really is full of lonely old people.
True that, Paimon, true that.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Paimon's sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Don't worry, I know. You're from the Yuehai Pavilion, right? Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever. You said that you want to ask me something. Ask away, then.
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice or any other record of that transaction?
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order. How could I forget?
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't have any evidence to bring against Dongsheng otherwise.
Of course you can. But I'm not so sprightly anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
I only do my woodwork and display finished wares here at Fanmu Carpenter's. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse west of here.
Or running
But
for
some
us?
troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. I tried to drive them away, but they just wouldn't leave. Since you need that invoice anyway, it may be best to get it from the warehouse yourself. And while you're at it, you can teach those louts a lesson.
So that's what happened. I see.
I'll leave you to it then. I need to get back to work.
What work was he doing? Was just standing around. Okay, never mind. He's walking
Take
somewhere.
back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for us to show our stuff in a fight.
Will do.
I think I saw one of those troublemakers. Ah, over there.
Oh, Paimon sees them too.
Oh no, not those
It's one of
guys.
the Fatui.
What is he trying to do there?
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Shouldn't we observe him for a while first? I mean, can't just run at him for no reason. Even though I do it all the time. But don't judge me.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock bottom. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui within our borders. You need not worry. Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. Consider it my intuition as the secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
And plunge.
Ha! Shake!
By royal decree... Beg for mercy. Vengeance will be mine.
Slap, 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 and... Oh. That was easy.
You scoundrels!
Is it
I think you've
the
had
speaking
enough.
rock?
About time you tell us your plan. No?
That's awkward. Okay. Yeah, nice rock.
Plan? What plan?
Oh, the rock
We
is
just
moving.
taught you a lesson, but clearly you
We just
weren't
caught
paying
him.
attention.
Oh, no, no, he's getting out.
If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against Liyue, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
Quick, tell us everything. Otherwise, I will throw a rock on you again.
I'm telling the truth. There's no scheme.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui, suddenly appear on the outskirts of Qingce village?
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well, I was about to.
About to... what?
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a silly excuse.
It's not an excuse. I
He's a
rarely have
softie.
free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Qingce Village is nothing more than a retirement spot for old people. What could I be scheming anyway?
He got a
By how
point.
he's looking at us, it does seem like he feels like he's the victim here.
Sorry, Paimon, but you can't see his face. I mean, you're a god anyway, so...
So you have
Go
nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries, that's all.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I guess we just shouldn't go running at people who are just standing around. Seems like we did an oopsie there. Who could have seen that coming? I couldn't. I guess we blamed him for nothing.
I also feel that he's telling the truth.
I mean, it's true. He's playing a bad guy, so we should smack him for
I
that.
misjudged the situation and offended you. My apologies. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it so, you can file a complaint to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs wouldn't side with us for Tui.
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to solve this problem with force once again.
Paimon's in!
I'd say that's a checkmate.
Ganyu, how can you wear that solemn face while bullying me like this?
What's your choice then?
I'll get back to my berries.
Good choice.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from work. My intuition is not as accurate as it used to be.
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
True.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal is to get the invoice, after all.
And he didn't pick berries. After all, he just came here to throw the berries on the floor. Idiot. And he could have just asked for berries. I have so many. Should be somewhere. There. We have enough. Why didn't he just... Fatui. And... Okay. Anyways. Let's get to the warehouse. I mean, yeah, but... I mean, I plunged at him, yes. So he... Okay. Yeah, you may have a point. So do you think he dropped his berries? I mean, it should be a valid reason.
Of the deep.
Efficient use of Kokomi old.
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hilly churls. Let's show them what we got.
Hilly churls I can deal with.
Let's move out.
Knock knock. Ooh, and killed a few birds on the mean at the same time. That couldn't get any better. And boom.
All clear. Quick, let's look around for the invoice.
Invoice. Might that be an invoice?
This one is an invoice from One Min Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it.
Oh, that's not an invoice, but I take it. Here.
This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors.
Oh, cute coffins.
Oh, so they make coffins too.
And a chest.
This one is Second Lives. We finally found it. Let's bring this invoice back to Hoishin.
Oh, Ms. Ganyu, you're back. I hope it wasn't too much trouble rushing about like that.
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Nothing to worry about. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpenters. We've brought it back.
Oh, thank you so much. Now we can solve this problem.
Agreed. How about we go to Second Life and have a nice chat with the owner?
Yep, let's chat with the owner. The IRS is coming for you. Welcome to Second Life. What would you like to buy? Bought those tax records.
Isn't it Huixin
no,
from
he has
the
a
UI
voice.
Pavilion? I remember you. I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declarations are scrupulous as well. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any groundless accusations.
Groundless accusations? Mr. Dongsheng, you seem very sure of yourself. But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is liable to affect the fine you'll need to pay in the end.
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Not so confident now, are you?
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty? How come? That's impossible. Absolutely absurd.
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under Ganyu's pressure. Time for the finishing blow!
Yeah, let's show him the
Mr.
invoice.
Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
It's an invoice from Fanmu Carpenters. I'm Master Lu. I didn't...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent from the tax record.
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't leave a single trace.
The IRS has its ways. Tax evasion is not fruitful. I don't know.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Boalai's aid.
Balai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? So he told on me behind my back. He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
I was expecting that.
Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more about this dirty laundry. Would you care to elaborate?
The exposes what?
I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes next.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu. I can take it from here.
That's good.
I must say, you're truly impressive, Ms. Ganyu. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so masterfully.
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu's, old tricks. I just took some inspiration from it.
My father?
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down from an advantageous position. That's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for so many years.
But I mean, she's not wrong. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think we played it out quite nice.
I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategies. So I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out for you to see.
I can see it now. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about my father. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu. You're the kindest mentor I've ever had. Thank you.
Ganyu solved both Huishin's work and family problems. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, you've helped me so much. You must allow me to repay your kindness.
That's not necessary. No need to be so serious. It was nothing, really.
Then let me treat you to a meal. The Traveler and Paimon are invited as well.
Paimon will like this.
I appreciate your help.
Alright, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat.
Oh, Paimon. Don't forget your manners, little girl.
Oh, come on. It's just a meal.
If
It's always just a meal.
There's no reason for me to decline. It'll be my pleasure, Huixin.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet there in a while.
All right. We dare not refuse such generosity.
Oh, Paimon, you greedy little flying pet. I would love to see a counter of how many times Paimon got food and was so excited. That's for the place where you meet Zhongli for the first time, right? No? No. Or yes? I don't know. It is? Okay.
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation. And as for the two of you, your presence is also much appreciated.
Sure.
That's so kind of you, Huixin. You went to great lengths to organize this.
Truth be told, apart from thanking you for all the help, there's something I'd like to tell you.
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with, just tell me straight away. No need to hesitate.
Oh, no, I don't really need help. Could you just listen for a bit?
With pleasure.
When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me many stories about you, Miss Ganyu. Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I always admired how gentle and reliable you are. I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion staff because I've always looked up to you.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
I think he doesn't... She thinks no one appreciates her. That's wrong. I feel like her Liu wouldn't work without her. And I also always forget how old she is. Like her father even knew all her stories. Yeah, I believe... I don't want to say wrong things, but I believe she was there before Kanria. So, at least 500 years.
However, in reality, working at the Yuhai Pavilion turned out to be an arduous task. I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary like you. I often doubt myself as a result.
I disagree. You're a great secretary in your own right.
Thank you. Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my footsteps and came to be a secretary at the Yuhai Pavilion, too. At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy job, after all. To tell the truth, I'm still unsure if she's capable enough. But after all that happened this time, I've made up my mind to support her choice.
So, what made you change your mind?
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as her senior colleague. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her your mom used to do it like that. It'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance in 20+ years, too.
Huixin, I never thought that I meant so much to you.
Just like when you showed me my father's trick. Having you as their witness makes people feel at ease.
Witness? It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor's history. All the changes it's gone through, the stories of its people.
Yeah, I guess I was going quite a bit low when I said 500. So, she's quite the old lady. I would like to have her blood.
But I've always regarded it as nothing more than the source of my loneliness. Huixin, you don't know how important those words are to me. You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor, apart from my contract with Rex Lapis. They rely on me, accept me, and long for me to bear witness to their stories.
Oh, of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right. That's why I can't disappoint you.
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered up!
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight for my place. I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing secretary.
I told you I haven't been replaced.
Regardless, I'll go back and see for myself. I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess during my absence. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already? Paimon's still hungry.
Why do I feel like they always get food and no one eats?
Baisha, are you okay? Did you fall asleep standing up? Look! Look who's back!
I admire
You
those
even
who
have
can
enough
sleep
time for
standing up.
leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for me after all.
Not at all. We've been working for too long. If we didn't take a break...
We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss Ganyu.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all, given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duties again.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human world to save all life.
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this strenuous work, please.
All right, I see. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. Mark out the tasks that haven't been started, and those that are in progress. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course. We'll do it right away.
Back to our old
Finally.
habits.
We're saved.
Yes, there's one more thing. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. If it weren't for your companionship, I would still be embroiled in my inner conflict right now.
It's good that you've pulled yourself together. We just accompanied you.
To think that I'd gained a human friend outside of work. It makes me happier than I could have imagined. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand. What would you say if I accompanied you on one of your trips?
Free 5-star? Free 5-star? Do I read that correctly?
Sure, but are you ever done with work, Ganyu?
No, free 5-star, she's never free.
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we?
No free Ganyu for me. Okay, so now that the story quest is over, I would still like to add some final thoughts to the story quest itself and to the stream or the video. Let's start with the story quest because I think that's what most are interested. I enjoyed it, though I have to say I played Child's story quest before Ganyu's and Child's was a lot better. Doesn't mean that Ganyu's is bad or anything like this, but I enjoyed it a lot more. Though I really liked seeing that Ganyu has a bit of an identity crisis, could you say it like this? I mean a bit. But she really needs some appreciation, and I feel like she didn't really get it, but at the end she got some of it. But yeah, I mean, we got a few insights into her character, but I would have loved if we saw a bit more about her relationship with Cloud Shaper, was it? Or Mountain Shaper? I'm not too sure about those adepti. They still confuse me a bit. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I'm still thinking it was one of the weaker ones, but in and of itself, it was pretty good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Xiao and Hu Tao. Really interested in that. I will stream those on Twitch and upload them later on YouTube as well. And some final thoughts on the video. Feel free to like if you enjoyed it, and if you don't, that's totally understandable because it was a bit of a mess. But yeah, some things like the camera was way too far zoomed out. I will change that in the next stream. But in general, if you have any tips or something like this, feel free to tell me in the comments, or I don't know, come over to my Twitch and tell me live. That would be an option. Yeah, I'm currently planning on streaming Mondays and maybe Fridays. I don't know, in the next 2 weeks it will be a bit different, but for now it's like this schedule. So yeah, if you want to come, you will know where you find me. The Twitch link is in the description, and if not, see you when the Xiao quest comes out. Bye. I mean, she looks like she's having fun. She reminds me of those things that are in front of ships. Found another bug. Give me my Primogens for maintenance, miHoYo.